All right. We have a live. All right. Good morning, everybody. My name is Andrew, and welcome to Rocket Future. We document and share the most exciting moments in spaceflight. Today, we might have a particularly exciting day here at Starbase, Texas. We're at on the southern tip of South Padre Island, Texas, here today with live views of Starbase, Texas across the water here. We're gearing up for what could be a full wet dress rehearsal of the Starship rocket. If everything goes according to plan today, and they do indeed do that wet dress rehearsal, this could be the biggest test yet for Starship. If everything goes according to plan, it shouldn't be a super exciting a test from this perspective. Best case scenario, we'll see the booster and ship get completely frosty, which would be really cool to see. But it should be a pretty tame test if everything goes according to plan. And I do expect things to go according to plan. It seems that SpaceX has been now that they're closer to a potential launch, they're kind of moving more carefully and slowly. And I do expect everything to go well today. But I will say that if the test that they're doing today is what we expect it to be, that would include a full load of liquid oxygen and methane into both Booster 7 and Ship 24, the two vehicles that make up the full stack that we're seeing right now. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe that will be the most fuel that has ever been loaded into a rocket ever. And of course, when we're talking about this type of fuel, there's always the chance that something could go wrong. Again, I don't think that's going to be the case today, but there is a large exclusion zone. The road closures are different. Boca Chica Village has been evacuated. So we're going to hope that this is a very tame test today. And if it all goes well, this is like a huge step forward to that potential launch we might see here at the earliest, maybe in a month or two, but that could change a lot. So welcome everybody. Again, my name is Andrew. This is going to be a pretty long stream here today, so settle in, grab your coffee. Good morning if you're from the U.S., and good evening if you're from other parts of the world. I'm going to be jumping on and off of commentary as we go along through the day here today. I'm here to answer any questions you might have, so please feel free to drop those in the chat. Of course, I'll be bringing you full screen footage of the test and everything. And whenever I'm on commentary, occasionally I'll pop on the camera like I'm doing here. We are going to be using two different connectivity types here today. One of which may be more reliable than the other, but since this is going to be such a long test potential today, we want to conserve some battery in certain ways. So if you're seeing a lot of drops, please just let me know in the chat that the connectivity is not great, and I'll switch over to our Starlink, and that should provide some more consistent video for you with a little bit lower quality, but it'll be more consistent. So again, welcome in everybody. My name is Andrew. We're gonna jump right back on commentary here in just a few minutes, but I'm gonna get settled in and get everything set up. But I'm super excited. The energy here, it's actually pretty quiet here this morning, but the energy at Starbase and in this general area in the last few days has been absolutely insane and so much fun. I'm having the absolute time of my life out here. So as you can tell, I'm excited. I think a lot of people are excited. Let's check out what SpaceX has in store for Starbase today. Welcome Martin, welcome El Hungaro, welcome Electric Overland. The Shard Baby, welcome. Martin says 5x5. Jessica Kirsch says, hey, let's go. Thanks, Jess, for popping in here today. I very much appreciate that. El Hungaro says, appreciate you being out there for rocket nerds. Oh, it's my pleasure to be out here. It is my pleasure. So as you can see, our visual conditions for the test today are actually quite good. We're going to hope that they stay this good for the remainder of the day. So yeah, we're just gonna do this. So the first thing that I'm expecting to see is that I want to see is some venting from the orbital launch mount. Now, when I was setting up here today, I think I did see some of that already happen. But I'll have to go back and check. But that would indicate that they're going to start fueling at some point. So keep an eye out on the orbital launch mount, which is, let me change that. The orbital launch mount is right where that black arrow is. Let me change that arrow to red. So we want to see some venting come from where that red arrow is at, and that is a good sign. Pooh says, nice view, mate. Thank you, Pooh. I appreciate that. And our connectivity is actually looking pretty good here this morning, so let's hope that remains good as well. And don't be too surprised if you do see some buffering occasionally, but if it looks like I've lost connection, I'll be back pretty much just shortly after you see the drop, so don't worry too much about that. Andrew Paris, welcome for coming in. Titan, I hope you're having a good morning. Titan, big shout out to Titan. He is such a great supporter of Rocket Future and joins us on streams all the time, and he is one of the most passionate people I know in the space realm, in the space circle. He's putting a lot of hard work in right now to try to make opportunities for everybody to eventually be able to go to space someday, and he's killing it right now. Titan, I swear I'm going to help you some more here. As soon as Starship gets off the ground, I hope to be able to provide some more time to help you out on that journey, and hopefully even before then. But you're just doing really amazing work, Titan, and thank you for that. Ballant says, woohoo, thanks for joining, Ballant. El Hungaro with a thumbs up. We are looking good here today. We are just broadcasting in 720p today. I'm looking for consistency and not necessarily the most high def that you're going to see today. This is an important test, so I don't want to sacrifice reliability and connectivity for a little bit of a better picture. And Jessica Kirsch says, everybody hit that thumbs up button. I do appreciate anybody that interacts with the channel in any way by viewing, watching, subscribing, liking. All of those things help get this stream to more folks, and it'll be recommended to more people, and it really helps the channel grow. So I do appreciate any of that. Good morning.
You need to interview anybody? Or?
If you want to be interviewed, you're welcome. I mean, we can. Yeah.
When is it going up, do you know?
There's no date set there, but if they're doing a big test today, if today goes well, then that's like a huge step forward. So if today goes well, I wouldn't be surprised if you start hearing some rumors about something in the next month or two, but that could change drastically at any time, so we'll have to see.
Yeah, we've been here, the last 2 years, and they go, oh, it's going to go up today, so, everybody comes and
Yeah.
comes over here. Well, it didn't go that day. So we got to come back another day.
Yeah.
But it's exciting.
It is. It's cool stuff. Thanks.
Yep.
Space Junkie says, let's see what Starship will hold for us today. Go wet dress rehearsal. Thanks, Andrew, for your stream. That's a great comment, Space Junkie. Let me step back in front of the camera here for a moment and kind of explain what we're hoping to see today. No worries. Go ahead. Yeah, so for anybody just joining in, thanks for hanging out with us here today. What we're hoping to see here is a wet dress rehearsal. And a wet dress rehearsal could really mean a couple different things. But the thing that we are hoping to see today, again, is a full load of liquid oxygen and methane into both Booster 7 and Ship 24, the vehicles that make up that full stack. Generally speaking, a wet dress rehearsal could go a lot further than that too, and you could think of it more of a practice launch day where they don't actually launch, but they practice all of their procedures from a technical perspective with the rocket, loading it, fueling it, but also procedurally with all the teams that are involved with the countdown and everything like that. So there's no real way to see how deep they're going with the wet dress rehearsal today, but we are hoping to see Booster 7 and Ship 24 get mighty frosty. I have a poll for y'all, and I guess it's not a poll, but put in whatever answers you think in the chat. I keep referring to this full stack as Booster 7 and Ship 24, or sometimes I say full stack. Do we have a nickname for the full stack? Can we call it 24/7? Can we call it, what can we call the full stack? Because there's so many words involved with talking about it. Maybe I can just start calling it 24/7. Full stack 24/7 or something. Let me know what you think we can refer to this full stack as in the chat, and it might save me my voice here today. So yeah, full wet dress rehearsal could mean a couple things. what it means here today. Titan says 724. We could call it 724. Shardbase says full stacky. I like full stacky as well. Okay, I don't. So that's what that venting that we're seeing right now is not actually the OLM vent. It appears to be the Pope vent stack, as we like to call it. So that is not quite the orbital launch mount venting yet. Stacky McStack, says Titan. Starship super heavy full stack 24/7, says Shard. Welcome ZTN from the Space Junkie community. Shout out to everybody that's joining us here today from the Space Junkie community as well.
I've seen you here a couple of times.
Yeah, I am broadcasting.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. Part of me doing it out here is talking to people and stuff. So, big test out at Starbase today. So we just got some cameras
Oh, really?
up. Yep. If everything goes according to plan, it won't be super exciting from here. But if it doesn't go according to plan, it's going to be really exciting from here.
What time? Do you know?
Kind of throughout the day. It's a longer duration test. It's what's called a wet dress rehearsal. And we're pretty sure they're going to go through this today. We're not 100% sure.
Right, you never do.
But basically, they're loading. They would load up the vehicle full, which they've never done before, like as if they were going to launch today. So at that moment, if they do that, that will be the most fuel ever loaded into a rocket ever. So big potential for.
Because that one there is. That's the big one, isn't it?
Yeah. So yeah, hopefully everything will go well. But just out here to document it all.
I have to go get my camera and come back and sit down.
Yeah, do it up.
You broadcast for what? For where? For
Rocket Future. It's called.
Rocket Future.
Yep. YouTube channel mostly, and all over social media and stuff.
I'll check you on YouTube.
Cool. So
Starlink work well with you?
it does. It's for what I'm doing, it's still a little low bandwidth, but it's pretty reliable. I can't. Yeah, it's pretty great.
So when they do the test, I mean, it'd be a spew of.
Not really. So, like I said, it's kind of a longer duration thing. So basically, what we would expect to see is a frost line build from the bottom of the ship, kind of up towards the top of the booster, and then it'll be hard to see with your own eyes, but on our camera, you'll see the ship get real frosty too. Basically, the whole thing is going to look pretty white, with the exception of the heat shields on the top. So that's pretty much all we'd see today. Probably, actually, you will see a lot of like venting coming from the tower and everything. So that'll be kind of cool to see, but.
Yeah, that would be.
No flames or anything if everything goes well.
I'll go get my telephoto and my tripod and
Cool.
come back.
Sounds good.
Rocket Future.
Yep.
Okay.
Rocket Future.
I'll check you out.
Cool. Thank you so much. Looks like we got a couple boats patrolling the exclusion zone here. I will try to give you a wider angle at some point to show you off those boats. Todd, welcome Todd. Thanks for popping in as always. Todd asks, am I at the park today? I sure am. I am at Isablanca Park down here on the southern tip of South Padre Island with live views of Starship and Starbase. if everything goes well, it won't be the most exciting thing through here. But if they're doing the test that we think they're doing today, it will be the most fuel that's ever been ever been put into a rocket. So of course we don't hope this to happen, but if something was to go wrong, it could be massive. But hopefully everything will go really well.
Just explode.
What's up?
Have some of them on. I got pictures of them.
Oh yeah, those would be small for what we'll see today. But again, fingers crossed everything goes well.
There's a time.
The test today, so it's kind of it takes a long time, so it could be like the next 4 or 5 hours type thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll see.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. I don't want to jinx it, but we are at 0.0% dropped frames on our connection here today. The wind is expected to pick up throughout the day, so as you can see, we're shaking a little bit, and that might kind of be the case for the day, and it might get a little bit worse, but I think the shakes is something we can handle for now. Actually, until we switch to Starlink, I can take the Starlink dish off, and it should help with the shaking, I think. I took the Starlink dish off, and it's still pretty shaky, but
We have something the other side?
nothing. So they're doing potentially doing a huge test today, but if everything goes well, it won't be super exciting from here. But they could be loading the most fuel that's ever been loaded into a rocket ever before. So hopefully it goes well.
I'm going to check on the deck.
Sounds good.
That's it. Thank you.
Have a good one. Todd says worse. All right, let me put it back up and see if it helps. Martin says, as I hear, a lot of people are interested in rocket things. Yeah, there's a lot of people popping by. Todd says now it's better. There's probably some fancy way where I could do live image stabilization. But I just haven't had the moment to do some research on that yet. So I wonder if there's anything built in. You're gonna see the config for my camera for a moment here. Don't mind that. Just seeing if I see anything about stabilization. Oh, there's one of those ships that I was talking about. I don't see anything about stabilization, but we'll figure it out. Conditions are a lot better, as we were talking about last week, that were pretty rough. So I'm glad we have some better conditions for viewing today. Welcome, Lack.
Is anything supposed to happen over there?
Yeah, so pretty big test. If they do the test we're expecting to see today, it'll be a huge milestone for them.
Oh.
If everything goes right, it won't be super exciting to watch from here.
Yeah.
But it's one of the biggest tests they've ever done. So
Oh.
yeah.
On the big tall one? Or the...
Yep. Yeah.
It don't go up or nothing.
No.
Yeah.
As long as if it goes according to plan, it won't. So
Yeah.
So
We were on there a couple days ago.
It is big.
yeah, it's crazy, right? Craziness.
So I'm assuming they got it closed off.
Oh
the
yeah.
road.
Yeah. They got the big. I think probably the big exclusion zone they've had there yet.
Did they do it the other day? They had the road closed off like last Tuesday or something?
Yeah, so I think the test that people were kind of expecting last Tuesday is what might be actually happening today.
Oh.
They did like a partial cryo or something last
Oh.
Tuesday, but it's the full wet dress rehearsal that we're expecting today.
But you don't know what time.
Well, it's
Well,
kind of a full day. Well, it's kind of a long duration thing. It's not like an instantaneous test.
Oh.
They got to slowly load the rocket up with fuel until it's
Yeah.
filled and do testing and stuff. So.
It looks like a fog right around the rocket.
Yeah, at the base there's a little bit of venting coming from one of the
Nitrogen?
vent stacks that
Yeah.
they have. So should be cool.
Yeah. You're gonna wait around for the day, huh?
Yep.
Yeah.
Be hanging out, get some work done, and
Yeah.
doing a live stream.
Okay, sound like fun.
Yeah. Yep.
We got to see the one go up
Nice.
2 years ago, right?
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
We saw the one that exploded when
Yeah.
it came back down.
Yeah.
Wow. That's awesome.
But there were thousands of people that
Yeah.
couldn't
Yeah.
find a place to put your lawn chair.
Wow.
Yeah. It was pretty wild. But
That's
they,
cool.
it went on for days like that. I don't know how many days we sat out here.
Yeah.
Wait,
Delays and delays.
pretty soon.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, it was fun.
Are they still thinking the end of February though, before it'll actually go?
Nobody knows for sure, but it's possible they could if everything goes well. Like today, after today is going to be a good indication of whether or not that is a realistic option.
Oh, okay.
If today goes well, then that could still be a realistic option. And if today goes poorly, depending on how poorly, it could be a huge delay. So
Okay.
yeah. But
There's a lot of people work over there.
yeah. I think they'll nail it though. I think they're going at a slower, steadier pace.
Mhm.
I think today will be fine.
So do you go on the internet and
Yep.
do a report? What is the
It's called. It's on YouTube. It's called Rocket Future.
okay.
Rocket Future, okay.
Yep.
I gotta look at
Sounds good.
that. Okay. Oh,
All
you're
right.
ready to hit the trail?
Well, good luck.
Enjoy. Thank you. Pooh is asking what software I'm using for the cam. So Pooh, I have a camera here that is made by a company called, what is it called? It's called Sunba, Sunba, and I think it's their kind of their own software. Belin says, I think stabilization won't help you when it gets jelly. Is this the wind? Maybe the pole holding the camera. It just needs to be fixed. A windshield or place a camera inside the car. Yeah, there are some options that I'll have to consider. I'm sure you'll figure this out soon. Oh yeah, absolutely. Constant. Oop. I did just notice a little bit of a drop there on our connection, but yeah, constant upgrades to the process and the setup, and of course, at some point, hopefully, we'll be a partnered channel and we'll be able to put some more money into the setup and everything as well. Martin says new followers, yes. Balint says sure. Sorry. Oh no, don't be sorry. I appreciate the comments and the suggestions and everything. Yeah, we'll have to see, but for now this will do. Welcome everybody. Again, I'll do another quick intro. I see another friend over here coming over to say hi. Yeah, if you're just joining us, my name is Andrew. This is Rocket Future. Today we got live views of Starbase and the 724 full stack. So today we're hoping to see potential wet dress rehearsal, fully fueling both Ship 24 and Booster 7 with the required liquid oxygen and methane required for a launch. They're not launching today. But it is a major milestone that SpaceX needs to get through for that potential launch. So if you're just joining us, thanks for hanging out with us here today. We're going to be off and on commentary all day here with you, and we'll be providing some updates. I might be a little bit quiet between now and when we have some updates on the testing. The first thing that we want to see is some additional venting from the orbital launch mount. So I'm keeping my close eye on that, and I will update you folks when we see that. So thanks for hanging out. Space Junkie says, Andrew, do we have a pad clear yet? That is a great question. Let me check on that.
Hi.
How's it going?
What are we doing there today?
So we're hoping to see what's called a wet dress rehearsal.
Right.
We think that they might fully load the rocket with all of the fuel that would be required for a launch. So if they're able to do that today, huge milestone, and it would be a great step for them to actually start looking at a schedule for launch. So
Really?
yeah,
Okay.
so big test.
Okay, I won't hold you up. I'm not from around here, so.
Yeah, gotcha. No worries at all.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Checking in to see if pad is clear. Todd is saying yes, the pad is clear. Space Junkie says, fun fact, N1 took 2,750 tons of fuel in O2. Starship will hold 5,000 tons. That's insane. It's almost double. Todd says there may have been one truck go back to the pad, but it's still unverified. Gotcha. So it looks like we're in a pad clear or near pad clear situation, which would be a requirement prior to seeing that venting. Now, I was contemplating waiting until we see that OLM vent start before the putting the stream on, just for battery conservation, but I think we got 8 hours of battery life on the setup here. What time is it now? It's 9:30. That would bring us to 5:30, which is near sunset. So hopefully at that point they are wrapped up with testing for the day. quick feedback check from chat. Again, we're continually, just as SpaceX may be going a wet dress rehearsal over at Starbase today, we're kind of doing a wet dress rehearsal of our streaming setup for launch day. So give me some feedback on how many drops you've seen. Let's say 1 to 5. If you've seen no drops or buffering or anything at all, you can put a 1 in chat. And if it is, you can put a 5 in chat if there's been no dropouts. If it's dropping out all the time, put a 1 in chat.
Can I ask you a question?
Absolutely. No, you're totally fine. Just be aware that this is a live mic, but you're
It's a WDR today.
wet dress rehearsal.
What are you expecting to happen with the wet dress rehearsal?
So if it's what we think they're going to do, they're going to fully load both the booster and the ship, which makes up that full stack rocket,
Okay.
with all of the fuel that they would need if it was a real launch day.
Exactly.
And also like practice all of those things. So from here, what we would see is probably just a lot of venting coming from the tower, like clouds coming out.
Right.
And if the conditions remain this good for visual sight, the whole bottom half will look white because of all the frost that is built
The
up on it.
frost from it. Okay.
So if everything goes according to plan, it won't be the most exciting thing to see from here, but it's a major milestone for them.
Right.
The thing with this is it's the most fuel I think, as far as I know, the most fuel that's ever been loaded into a rocket. So obviously there is a risk, any rocket. So there is a risk there. I think everything's going to go really well, but if something was to go wrong, it would be really kind of an insane.
Catastrophic for 60 miles from what I
Yeah, yeah. We'd be fine from here, but it'll be a big boom for sure. But
Wow.
but
Okay. Are you expecting them to do a static fire this week?
this week, I don't think so. If everything goes well today, I'm sure they'll take time to review all the data, and then they're going to destack the vehicles.
Right.
I would expect the earliest to see a static fire would be next week, but again, you never know. You never know.
Thank you for the information.
No problem at all.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You as well.
Hope you get good footage.
Oh, thank you so much. Shard says 5x5 here. Todd says 5x5. Been great so far. Very good. That's really good to hear. That's some great feedback. The more and more I start to trust this setup, the higher quality we'll be able to get. We got a U.S. Coast Guard about to drive through. You'll see that approaching on the left-hand side now. Space Junkie says it's actually 4,500 tons of CH4 and O2. The full weight is 5,000 tons. That is the Coast Guard driving by there. I'm getting a bit hungry. I'm going to eat my breakfast, so I'm going to leave you with some audio from the park here for a few moments. Is the Todd, the Wednesday exclusion zone, is it even bigger than today? And bear with me, folks. Just getting some breakfast in.
You'll have to go turn on your channel and look at it. We'll find out.
T-minus what?
I have no idea.
Nobody knows. Guy
This
we're
is-
talking
this
to
is-
is
yeah.
doing a live broadcast.
All right, I got a little bit of food in me now, and I'm ready to take on the day. Don't know how long we're going to be here today, but I'm planning on it being a long day. So I'm going to take a kind of slow and steady approach to commentary today, and try to get through everything that we're going to be seeing today. I did want to take a quick moment. Again, we were talking a little bit about the improvements that we could be making on the stream, figuring out a way to deal a little bit better with this wind, and always improving the quality that we're bringing you. And we're not yet a partner channel with YouTube. We're getting a lot closer. So hopefully that's something that we can hit pretty soon. But in the meantime, I do just want to do a little bit of a self-promotion just to let you know that we do postcards from Starbase. So on a monthly basis, for Patreon members, I send out postcards that look like this. So check out the Patreon link. I'm realizing right now the Patreon link's not even in the description. I'll add that in. But for now, if you go to rocketfuture.org, scroll to the bottom, you can find the link. I'll post it in the chat and everything. But again, for Patreon members, we send a physical monthly postcard with photos from Starbase. So check those out. And that helps us build the channel, helps get the name out there, all that fun stuff. But again, if you're just joining us, we're waiting to see a potential wet dress rehearsal today. If you're not familiar with a wet dress rehearsal, we explained it just a few minutes ago. Feel free to rewind and catch up on that, and I'll explain it again in another few minutes. This is a test that if all goes well, it shouldn't be the most exciting test to see from here. But again, it is a huge milestone towards that goal of SpaceX being able to schedule a launch date and get this thing off the ground for real. So we're going to keep a close eye. Again, the next thing we're looking for is that orbital launch mount vent. We refer to that as the purge vent. So we're keeping our eye out on that. But it appears that everything's kind of in place. There's some boats patrolling, and the road. We believe that the road is definitely closed. Whether the pad is clear or not, we're trying to figure that out. But yeah, that's what we got going on, and that's what's up next. So stay tuned. Titan got his postcard yesterday, it sounds like. Solt says, what bird is sitting on the board? That is a great question. That is a grackle. Grackle. We have a van blocking some of the wind, so hopefully he'll hang out there. Yeah, these grackles are funny. They sound fake. A lot of people that come down here that have never heard a grackle before say that they sound like a fake bird, like a speaker or something. I know Shard knows grackles. I'm currently just checking Twitter to see if the community has any updates on what we're seeing here today. In just a few minutes, I will be stepping away from commentary for another break. I have actually a call that I have to get on for a few minutes. So in about 5 minutes, I will be taking a commentary break. So if you have any questions about what we're seeing here today, now might be the time to do it. one thing of note that's hard to tell from this angle, but the chopsticks are open and no longer holding ship 24 as tightly as it was. That was earlier in preparation for today's testing. The shard says, I have. When I was there in summer, they were migrating, so there was huge flocks of grackles in Brownsville all tweeting, they're so loud. That's so cool. I'm glad you got to experience the shards. I mean, the shards. I'm glad you got to experience the grackles. Now, again, we're seeing some venting towards the base of the OLM, but that is not the OLM vent that we're looking for. But it is a sign of tank farm activity. So not a good sign, not a bad sign, just a sign, I guess. All right, I'm gonna start prepping for this call that I have to get on. So, like I said, I'm gonna take a brief moment, or a brief, what is the word I'm looking for? I don't know, whatever, pause of commentary. So yeah, enjoy these live views. I will be back on commentary in, I don't know, maybe about 10 minutes. So enjoy. We'll see you soon. Oh, by the way, I don't know if anybody is planning on going to Starbase later tonight after the road opens, but I did realize that a Rocket Future magnet that I had on my car, I left it on there when I drove out of Starbase yesterday, and it's no longer on my vehicle. So if you see it, let me know. I definitely don't want to be littering down there. So it has my logo and everything on it. So if anybody's down at Starbase, keep an eye on the side of the road for my Rocket Future magnet.
I am, yeah. Kimberley. It's that long since I've forgotten. Right in the Canadian Rockies. Yeah. I'm from up north. Oh, whereabouts? Yeah. Okay. Grew up in Spokane. Down here. Got you.
Just hanging down here?
I moved down here full time. I sold my place in Seattle last year.
You coop?
Pardon?
Are you coop? So you got a was.
Oh yeah. Well, my son was.
I see.
Yeah. No. You dub.
I went to
Pullman.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's where I graduated.
I grew up over there. I left there in '84. Yeah. During Apple Cup, it's pretty easy because my daughter went to UW. My son went to UW too.
Okay.
So I'm always a winner.
Family time. Yeah,
Cats
good.
and dogs, man.
So are you in this mountain? Ah. Yeah, you guys bought shiny new ones, I remember.
50. That's a couple of years old. I bought it new, built it out in about 4 months, and then got on the road with it. I was on the road for about a year and a half straight. Decided I needed air conditioning, so I bought a condo in town.
You like it down here?
I do for the winters, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then come June, I'll leave for 3 or 4 months.
Okay. Colorado too?
Colorado, New Mexico, Nevada, work my way up into Washington.
Yeah. I so never got to fly.
But down here, it's nice. Down here now, nice.
No, it seems pretty cool. And there's a decent wind and
It's like I'm gonna sit down if anybody else wants to.
Tomorrow it's gonna be pretty high winter.
okay.
Past 40 tomorrow.
Are you gonna ride? Yeah. That's good for riding?
Do you paraglide as well?
No.
No. So I did paragliding for a few years back in Scotland, but I've never been on kiteboarding.
That's done.
Oh,
It's a little bit of a learning curve, but if you, this is the place to learn. Out on the bayside, you know. Yeah, I mean, you can walk back, you know, like deep water kiteboarding is.
Just a quick check-in, everybody. We're still keeping our eyes out on Starbase to see an indication of the next portion of today's test or the start of today's test in general. I'm still on a call, so I'm just kind of checking in with y'all that we are keeping an eye on everything. And I'll be back with some more commentary shortly, but just a quick update.
Yeah, the waves aren't too big.
They are, I mean, for fishing. Pretty fun. Right. Kiteboard and surf.
Yeah, maybe one of these days. It sure looks fun.
What are you guys down here for lunch?
Yeah.
Might be sitting here for a while longer.
Yeah.
I left in September to go to a conference in early October in Phoenix, just so I kept going.
Yeah, we'll be down here. I've seen the last year's static burn. That when they have the nine raptors on it, something like that. I think they're still held for environmental delays too. Everybody's speculating 31st of. I don't think it's happening till March.
Although that news article that you got is almost immediate.
They gotta get the approval, man. They gotta get the environmental stickers.
Loading that all the way down to 10 seconds.
I think there should be a big static fire the next week or so.
Yeah,
And after that, I might just head back up north.
definitely want to be
Yeah,
here for that.
they probably won't launch
Yeah.
until like the big one.
There was also rumors that they're going to expand their launch pad. This is, I think it's 5 miles outside of right here. 5 miles from the first rumors. Some thought they want to go to 8, so that would shuttle this down.
It has nothing to do with really the state. It's really everything. But I've heard that too.
Anthony must be waiting on stuff to happen.
Yeah.
That would suck. I can watch it from my house, literally. I just
Judge, let's do it. You're in Port Isabella? Just north of there.
right after, yeah, where my place sits, it's on the bay, so you look right out this way.
We're not even reporting flowers, turning down.
You wouldn't see it initially, then you'd see it 5 seconds after that.
Before the explosion.
Yeah.
I've met a few people that are, they come over here and work and they're living in the booth. They're pretty
Okay, that's it. I thought you meant flight testing. No, we weren't didn't have the
burn time will almost be
flight test.
right over 3 minutes. I figured the first 1 minute it lights those boosters
Last
up.
program I got off.
It's going to be like an earthquake.
It was on 87.
Nobody knows.
Max,
Nobody knows.
I started out with
Not
470,
even we don't know how, when it's, how it's going to go. Everybody here that lives there, we're worried about construction.
military program that was in the
Foundation, anything. Think about it. What if it's like a 6.5 on the roof? Really, nobody knows.
He's got a lot of separation too.
I just want to go kiting and
He
climbing.
doesn't have much of a water
I grew
system.
up climbing, I got decked off.
Compared to NASA.
Took a snowboarding in Paraguay.
Yeah.
That helps suppress it. And he's got, they put the walls
Yeah.
up to keep the sound.
That's why I went to
that
Canada.
way, it's still not happening.
We still got it permitted for tomorrow too. WDR.
They did install some sensors.
There's no,
I'm sure they've got one on the lighthouse. They had to like, they fucked that lighthouse.
there's no marine.
I heard his engineers also cruise the island. Check that
There is
out.
wet
They still have a note amount for the
No, you laugh.
temporary
Man, I know
TFR
property.
altitude.
Yeah.
property.
I've never been. I got one out for each shit. Fuck my shit up. I took photos of my swimming pool, my house, my windows. The day before the launch, I'll snap it that way. It was a time stamp.
Oh, it's cold? Yeah.
Yeah, all you're gonna do, the best thing, the way to see this is just go on YouTube and look at NASA.
Because I don't have any air conditioning now.
Yeah, it's got its own
Yeah, SpaceX
I know some
Starbase.
players. I shoot a lot of stuff too. I've shot every rocket launch. Set up my big. I set up at least 2 cameras.
Yeah, I don't like going to our beach flats. It's not like I'm just putting it in.
Probably run.
I always stayed either on the beach
I
or
would probably run.
over to the flats.
Probably run 4 cameras.
Never paid a dollar.
I've just been
Have
staying
two,
in a marine diving slot.
Okay.
Because they're close in the winter, so it's cold up in the place. A few of the guys there saying, yeah, it's fine.
How long are you guys down here for?
Well, I was supposed to be back in Canada end of October.
I do the launches. Oh yeah, of course.
I've been down
The
here
best way to watch it is
5 weeks now, I think.
That way you
Yeah.
can see the rocket. And when you can see the cross line moving. You can see the
Yeah,
inventor.
just wait and see. And I say I can't afford to stay long enough
they're not doing
for
any
the
venting
launch now. I need to get back.
Got a lot of friends.
There's a guy that's been out here on the beach since last year.
Abner?
He's in Washington. I remember
Yeah,
talking to
Abner.
him one time. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's got a couple dogs with him and whatnot. He's been roughing it out since last year, since
Yeah.
last summer.
Yeah.
Kind of a rig like that, but you got almost
No, he's not camping.
as far as engineering.
Oh, that's not the guy I'm thinking of.
He's got Washington plates on his white, kind of like Winnebago type of.
Yeah, we should try to pull that shit. Oh yeah, it's gonna create all these jobs.
Yeah, that's not my rig.
Well, you know what? We're getting engineers.
Yeah, I wrote down.
And getting them from here. Even if
Pedal
you've got
down
it
here from Oregon? No shit on that. Wicked, man.
What I'm getting at, the local guys that have experience, they bring in the
I agree.
They bring in the
That's kind of very good.
Yeah, it's good, but politicians always lead people to believe that, oh, it's gonna hire the local, the only local people are
You didn't pedal it all the way. Well, that's a little bit of a
Yeah. That's a big difference.
But I'm just in a little bit of a hurry, so
Yeah.
I'll ride from here.
Back where?
I'm not sure. I don't really have.
Nobody here has expenses.
I just sold my gig. I had a G. Yeah, but I had a small.
Where you staying down here?
Well, I met a guy. I'm staying in his RV. I just paid him for a month.
Just another quick check-in, folks. Still waiting to see some updates on the test here today. But I did just see that we're getting some tremendous support on the channel right now, so I do want to just say thank you so much for anybody that has come to watch the stream today and to see SpaceX do one of the potentially biggest tests that they've done on Starship so far. So whether you're just here hanging out in the background or you're in chat, or if you've liked or subscribed or have done any of those things to help support the channel today, I just want to say thank you so much. It really helps us out a lot. And I just saw some great support on the channel right now, so I just had to get up for a moment just to say thank you. If you're just joining us, right now I'm just kind of hopping in and out of commentary just for brief updates every now and then. I'm on a call right now, so I'm just working on that as well, doing a little multitasking here. So don't mind me. Keep enjoying those views of Starship, and once things kind of get heated up a little bit, once we start seeing the OLM vent and the things that we expect to see here today, I'll jump right back on commentary here. And between now and then, I'll keep doing occasional updates for y'all. But viewing conditions here are still pretty good. The lighting has changed a little bit, but it's still pretty good conditions as far as being able to see if a frost line is growing. Nothing that we've seen yet. So yeah, just wanted to say thank you, very much appreciated, and we'll be back with you shortly.
I stayed at Rocket Ranch for a while, which is, not that way. I never stayed at camp, so much. So it pretty busy, Rocket Ranch? Expensive.
I'm starting to see more and more people come down here for the launch.
Well, it feels like it's kind of, gonna happen. Hey, next month or two, right?
We've been saying that for a while.
Yeah.
But this is a lot closer than we've ever been, especially with the wet rehearsal.
Yeah, seriously, full stack.
Yeah, I was drinking with my buddy last night. He's a guy, Eric.
Static fire with 30
He gets up when the nose
Yeah.
comes
because they may have to come back to the drawing board.
Totally.
He's got a harness. He gets up and does all this crazy.
Blew the pad up the
Dude,
last
he
time.
handled
It
it.
was just
It's
a
like
little bitty one, so.
almost 400 feet up.
Right.
I'm going to do that.
just wanted to take a moment to point out, I've popped on camera a couple times to state that we're looking for indications of the start of the test, specifically about the orbital launch mount. Still don't see that, but thinking a little bit harder about this, if this is a true wet dress rehearsal, there's a pretty good chance that this is already part of the test. Folks could be going through processes that are required. If this was a real launch day, there could be teams at SpaceX going through their own rehearsals, and they could be doing team meetings and going through a bunch of checklists prior to prop load of the vehicle. So while there's not any direct visual evidence of testing with the ship yet, or the booster or anything, they could be already deep into their wet dress rehearsal processes. So I just wanted to give you a little bit of context there, something I was just thinking about a little bit. Yeah, just a thought there, and we'll be back with you on commentary shortly. And as you can hear, there's definitely a lot of folks hanging around, talking, chatting about stuff going on, which is really cool to see. So if you're hearing people, it's just people hanging out here at South Padre Island, enjoying the view and watching the test. So you're getting the real experience, so as if you were down here.
Half the island, over by Wanawanas, right there. We're partying at my friend's house. All of a sudden, we hear like, that sound of the electricity, that crunching. Oh shit, it's gonna blow. Sure enough, we just saw the explosion. Damn. Sat in the yard drinking, watching it. What else you gonna do? The whole town came out. It's fire trucks, people everywhere. Just burned forever. Yeah. Oh yeah, we've done plenty of those. Hurricane parties are our favorite. Got lots of those. We had the February meltdown party 2 years ago. We lost power for 3 days. Oh, that was the worst ever in the state of Texas. Yeah, that was bad. 200 and some odd people died as a result. Well, our infrastructure sucks. This brother at the tent house in Sunset 3, and we're in the Gulf Coast, and they have power, at least good. Yeah. So we went over to their place, and some people from Laguna Vista that we know built power. So they came over, and we fixed a lot of power. We did too. Luckily, my friend had this triplex, and he was on that grid that was up and running. And we all went over there. I took my cat, my parents, and other surfers. We all piled in